Members of the company, this is your Places call. Places, please. Places for the top of the podcast. Places, please.
Get ready for a behind-the-scenes look at the glitz and not-so-glam of Broadway, education, and everyday life with Uncommon Sense. Join hosts Christopher Smith and Sharna Lopez as they bring you the best stories and shenanigans that seemingly prove how elusive common sense can really be. So take a little time for yourself to hang out with the dynamic duo Charnopher. And no leaving early, because you might just miss that 11 o'clock number.
Stand by music. Music, go.
Uncommon sense, the 11 o'clock
number. And we are Charnopher. You're on air.
It's a professional intro because today we are celebrating our mamas.
Mama,
we're going to talk about
who
Mother's Day
me.
today. Oh, yes.
Mama who gave me. Yeah.
I feel like we can have a show tune for any sentence.
Pretty much.
That would be a great episode. That's next week. We're just going to do a bunch of sentences and then we have to pick. Remember when we did Name That Tune?
Yeah.
You can have sentences and I can have sentences and then you have to pick a show tune.
Okay.
That has the word or a word or something, right?
It inspires a song.
That's fun.
Yeah, I love it.
Inspires a song. That's much better.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Hello, Charno fans.
So, yes, we're going to talk about Mother's Day because in 6 days, it is, in fact, Mother's Day. Or I guess when you're listening to this, it might be only 5 days or 4 days or 3 days, or it was 2 weeks ago. It's cool. But, but we're going to talk about Mother's Day. So, yes. Sharna, what do you particularly have something that you love to do on Mother's Day that is like a tradition, or do you just kind of go with the flow with whatever happens that year happens?
So Mother's Day is actually it's sort of interesting because just our house is like the go-to house for anything we do with our family. Okay. And I love that because my mom is South. Yeah. Jerry's family is North. We meet in the middle. I love it. Our kids are at their own house. We don't have to drive anywhere. I'm totally down for it. I love it. But that also means Mother's Day, right? So it's sort of this strange, okay, so Jerry's very, very good about making sure that day, I'll make the food or I'll get the set. He's always like that anyway. But I think in particular with Mother's Day, he's like, I got this. So we usually have everybody over here. We just do a little brunch. In recent years, my sister-in-law, so one of my favorite foods that I've discovered over the last several years are pupusas. Have you ever had pupusas?
I have not, but I know about them. You've told me about this.
Oh, my Lanta. So she brought them a handful of years ago. I can't remember how many. And now it's like a tradition. So that's sort of her gift to me. Okay, I'm bringing the pupusas. It's usually the only time of year we have them. And then we'll just do drinks and hang and chill. And, I'll usually get a little gift for my mom and Jerry's mom, even if it's just a little card or something. And we'll just kind of hang out here. Now, sometimes I'm like, you know what? I would like for Mother's Day to sleep in, stay in my pajamas, and nobody talk to me.
I think it's more not nobody talk to you as nobody ask you any hard questions.
Yeah.
Or stupid questions.
But, and it's just it's funny because I don't need big gifts or anything. I mean, Jerry's always so great. He always gets me something and the kid, or a gift card or certificate or whatever. And the kids make me the little school projects and I love it. I think it's more about coming together and celebrating. I mean, it's the same thing with Christmas, right? Christmas is Christmas. It's not presents.
Good times. Come on.
Come on. So yeah, we almost always have it here. Now, this Mother's Day in particular is going to be very interesting for two reasons. My mom is going to be on a cruise, so she's not going to be in town. And it's Ruby's birthday.
That's right.
So,
'Cause she's-
so you and Ruby share these May birthdays that
Yes.
oftentimes land on Mother's Day.
Was Ruby born
And
on
so-
Mother's Day, or is that just a me thing?
No.
Okay. Just a
You
me
were
thing.
born on Mother's Day?
On Mother's Day. And my mom was also born on Mother's Day on May 9th. Yes.
Wait, you have the same birthday as your mom?
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's crazy.
Yeah. And we were both born on Mother's Day too.
Okay, wait. So hold on. Your mom had a birthday, Mother's Day, and gave birth all on the same day.
Correct. It was a busy day for her.
That I don't think you could try to do that if you wanted to.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. It's kind of cray-cray.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I will say, I'm already trying, like my sister-in-law was like, what are we doing for Ruby's birthday? Like I don't want Ruby to feel like it's Mother's Day and not her birthday. And if anything, especially being younger, I want to make sure, we're going to do something for her on Sunday too. I already told her we're going to celebrate her the day before
I was
little
going
bit
to say,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go do something on Saturday, but I still feel like on your actual birthday, I think it's important to just,
Do a little something.
I don't want her. Yes, exactly. But we don't ever we have food. It's kind of what our family does though,
Yeah.
for anything.
Anything.
Like Father's Day is the same way. Everyone comes here. We figure out what food we want to eat. We got the cocktail list going. We sit outside, especially Mother's Day. It's nice out in the backyard and we just hang,
Yeah.
There's no like actual plan. We have in the past gone out. Like we've done a couple times where we've done a little brunch here or there or whatnot. I think one year when I was pregnant, I was like, I do not want people at my house.
Yeah.
And we went out, but I love the handmade like stuff the kids make from school. I
Mhm.
keep all of that, like all their little things they do. And I think the teachers do a really good job with, having them do sweet little things. So that's
That's
all I need.
fun. I love that.
What about you guys?
We don't have anything particular either. And now that the kids are getting a little older, it might be, I'm also doing so many things that it's hard for me to remember to do things like Mother's Day.
Yeah.
But I will. And
Yes, you will.
yes, I will, because it's happening. But I think as the kids get older, it'll be more fun to have them be more involved to do stuff. So I'll figure out something. But we don't have like a particular like thing. A lot of times my mom will be down. They'll like come down since it's our birthdays around that time, and then Mother's Day and stuff like that. So, and we'll do all kinds.
I think too.
We vary things. We might go out. One of our favorite things, because we don't like go out, especially with all of us, like my parents and my brother and all of us, to a place very often, like hardly ever anymore. Also, it's really expensive. Thank you, everybody.
Jeez.
But we do love a wood ranch moment for a special occasion. So whether that's a birthday or a Mother's Day, something like that is a fan favorite right here.
I will say, being in the service industry as a young person, I hated Mother's Day.
I'm sure.
I hated it because it's so busy and not like, I don't know, everyone's just it was always a weird holiday to be serving. I don't know. I always would be like, Happy Mother's Day. And there's like family tension or things are weird or this mom's annoying this mom. And I was always just like, please don't make me work Mother's Day. Like I was not a fan of the service industry on Mother's Day.
That's a whole thing right
you.
there. Family dynamic.
Right. They just all want it to be great. Yeah. It's crazy. I will say, I know everyone's different. Some moms love their gifts and love their things.
Yeah.
I actually, what would be so great, and I think my kids are good at it, is more just like a hyper awareness on that day of ways to help mom.
Yeah.
Right. Like, hey mom, you don't need to do that. I'll take care of that for you. Like just a one day of like, oh no, we're not, you sit down, mom. Like, we're going to like do this and that. It's not usually Mother's Day. It's usually my birthday that Jerry and the kids do breakfast in bed, which I really like. Is very sweet and cute. But my kids like helping. They have to be reminded often, but I think that's a big part of it, of just kind of like just having a day to honor. Something I want to say real quickly. I just saw this the other day on one of the Instagram accounts I follow. And it was talking about how often people hear, oh my gosh, what an awesome hands-on dad. Like, oh, what a great job. That dad is so involved and so helpful and so hands-on. You never hear that about a mom.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad thing. Like Jerry oftentimes does more than I do. Like, I'm not going to lie. I'm quite spoiled. He makes breakfast. He packs lunches. He's doing, so yes, but it really caught me off guard when I read that, because I was like, it's true. I think it's more just like we sort of expect it. And so I think, and Jerry will say this too, we used to talk about how like getting flowers just because, like I would prefer him grab me flowers on a Tuesday in March and just be like, you know what? I'm grateful for you. Thanks for everything you do. Instead of making it like this one day out of the year that we're like, thank you for being a mom. You're my mom. I appreciate that.
Right.
But I think it's more of those moments like stopping and telling people, and I probably don't do it enough with my mom or whomever, right? That like, hey, I see you and everything you're doing and good job, right? Because I think we focus it into this one day and it's like, well, we've got champagne and we'll give you a gift and this. And it's like, cool. So one day out of the year, everyone recognizes it and not all the others.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Good point.
Good job, Joy. You're a good mom.
There you go. Good job, Sharna. I'll give you a shout out. Good job, Sharna. You're a good mom.
And I don't mean that in thinking that no one ever tells us that. I have a few friends who actually are pretty great about like being like mom cheerleaders. You know what I mean? Because you need that in your circle of people. But yeah, it's nice to be able to hear like, when we're trying to run around doing a million things, like it's good to hear like, oh yeah.
I don't know anyone around here that does that, run around doing a million things. I know nobody, not you, not Joy, nobody.
We all do.
So here's some just Mother's Day activities that I sourced from the web, and you can tell me.
Ooh, I wonder if there's something fun we can add to our
so here we go. Hiking, not for me.
Ooh, I would love that.
You
Ruby
love a
would be
hike.
like, I will kill you. It's my birthday.
We will go on the hike and you will be buried on the trail.
Yeah. Sebastian would love it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny.
Okay, this next one applies to all involved, including me. Wine.
Yes, just wine. Just
wine.
Period. Wine.
Period.
Yes, a good rosé.
Yep. Tea.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not a tea fan. Are you a tea drinker?
I'm not a totaler, but I do enjoy a tea periodically. I also
Did you say totaler?
Yeah, teetotaler. Have you never heard that?
I'm sorry, I have no idea what that means. No.
That is a term that is that's like another term for someone who doesn't drink alcohol.
A totaler?
Yeah, like let me look it up. Now I got to look it up. A teetotaler.
So it means you totally don't drink tea, or you totally do drink tea?
You drink tea, you don't drink alcohol. So, yes,
I have never heard that.
Teetotaler, it is one word, it looks like. It is pronounced teetotaler according to dictionary.com or Oxford Languages Dictionary. It is a person who never drinks alcohol. He was for most of his life a non-smoker and teetotaler.
I have never, for how much alcohol I drink, the fact that I've never heard that term is very funny.
But that's why you haven't heard it, because you're not a teetotaler. So, yes.
But how does that relate to then tea when you were saying I'm not a totaler?
No, because
like,
I don't
do you like
because
tea?
I don't just drink tea. I don't have like tea in my life all the time instead of alcohol,
Got it.
Anyway, sorry, we went on that rabbit tangent.
Wow. I learned something new.
There you go.
I like learning things.
Yeah, especially fun things. So anyway,
tea would be fun. Like if you did like a little Mother's Day tea.
Yes.
Ruby would probably really like that. Actually,
I love a tea moment. Actually, like with the little sandwiches and like we have like a whole tea set and a whole everything. So it's fun.
That's fun.
Flower arranging workshop. That's kind of fun.
Whoa, I would love that. I've told you.
Yeah.
In my former life, I wish I was a florist.
Yeah. Bike ride.
I would love that.
Kind of like with the hiking.
Yeah.
I would do a bike ride before a hike though. I kind of like riding bikes. All right.
Jerry and I used to ride a lot before kids.
Yeah.
And then when you have little kids, it's like this whole strange moment of like, well, they can't ride their own bikes yet. So now we got to get the chariot. We had a little chariot for a while that we'd pull the kids behind. Then it's like, they're too big for that, but they don't like they can't go on a long ride. Now we're finally in the sweet spot where we could probably all go
For a ride.
take a ride together.
Yeah.
I like bike riding.
Yeah. Of course, spa.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Get theater tickets.
That I think is actually a really great Mother's Day gift because it is a good way to pamper a mom, right?
Yeah.
Or force them into relaxing.
Mhm.
As long as they use it.
Yeah.
I am a very good gift card experience user.
Me too.
I have friends who will have gift cards and things and they're like, oh, I'll get around to it. I'm like, what?
I will just take
you
that
gotta go
from you.
right
No,
now.
you just give it to me.
Yeah.
You just give it to me. You don't
Yeah.
want it? I'll take it.
Because I think that a massage, a spa treatment, like that is a wonderful way because I think the biggest thing is to want moms to be able to relax or unwind in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Get theater tickets. Like go to a show.
I mean, who are we talking to here?
I think that would be number one on our list. Karaoke, depending. You know, some
I'm
people,
sorry. What is it crazy, Christopher, that you and I have never done karaoke together?
It is
I feel
crazy.
like
It is actually crazy.
what's wrong? How come we have not?
I think
maybe on like episode 200 or whatever, we do a karaoke
thing.
party episode.
Great. But we should
Also,
do
though,
karaoke
tangent.
together.
I love and hate karaoke. 2 reasons. I love singing and I love singing with my friends. But if you're in a group of people who are non-singers,
Yeah.
I can't. They're like, Sharna, sing a song. I'm like, you guys, I'm not performing.
Yeah.
Like I'm singing Love Shack with everybody else. We're not doing
Love
like,
Shack
you know,
is a
come
little...
on. But if you're with theater people,
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing harmony and
Yeah.
steps up there. Like
That's right.
we are.
I will
We're
march.
doing a
I will
show.
step touch. I will even do a bot
I
ma.
love it.
I will bot ma across the stage.
I love it. I mean,
Um,
okay, that's on our bucket list.
Great. A virtual museum tour. I'm not sure about this. A virtual museum tour, but okay. I guess you don't have to
That
go
sounds
anywhere,
so boring and terrible to me.
right?
No, does somebody want to do that?
I don't know.
That
It's-
sounds horrible.
I agree. A film.
No.
Like go to the movies. Obviously,
Okay, yeah.
a brunch or dinner with mom.
Yeah.
Couple more. Garden together. That's kind of
No,
fun.
I hate gardening.
You do? Did I know that?
Oh God. I wish I liked it. I wish I did.
Is it
Because in
because
my
you have
brain,
a black thumb?
it's because I don't find joy in it. I'm wondering as I get older if I will.
Mhm.
And I think here's what I think. If I'm like psychologying myself, that's not a word. If I'm, you know what I'm saying?
Psychoanalyzing yourself?
Thank you, friend. If I have time to do something, why would I garden? Right? Like I would rather exercise. I would rather clean my house. I would rather do laundry. I would rather run errands. I would rather hang out with a friend. Like gardening is so low on my list. However, when I look out in my backyard, I'm like, can someone garden my home? Like I want it to look nice.
Right. But those are
I'm
different
like, can
things.
someone put a plant back here?
But those are very different
I'm
things.
just, it's not, because I know Joy enjoys it,
She
right?
does.
She likes gardening. Yeah.
She spends a lot of time gardening. But I think also
I
because
do not.
Because for her it's like she just enjoys being in the earth and in the dirt.
Yeah.
And
It's therapeutic.
yeah. And so it's a way for her to get away without like getting away,
Yes.
you know. So
Like I would rather go for a jog, right? Like
Yeah.
we've talked about that where it's like, I'm not a runner and someone's going to catch me if they're chasing me.
Right.
I'm not fast, but just like being outside where no one can bother me and like in the fresh air, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that.
and I think that's
I need gardening juices
Yeah.
because I want to. I just,
that's okay.
I don't.
That's okay. Yeah,
I
because
know.
like Joy will even, and the kids will sometimes garden with her, sometimes not. But it's just she can just leave the kids playing in the house and go out and garden for ever. She'll get
Yeah.
like sucked in.
That's awesome.
She'll be like, it was like an hour and a half out there. I was doing stuff. I was like, okay, great.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Photography or like getting photographs taken also.
You know what? I actually had an older friend do that. Somebody from OSHA, her kids are all grown. And that was their Mother's Day gift to her a couple years ago. And I remember she was crying, telling me about it. She's like, I'm so happy to have them all together. Because when you have grown kids, you know,
Yeah.
like, you know, you don't have a lot of time. So they organize like a photo shoot,
Yeah.
which is cute.
It's another reason I only have 2 children, because that's going to be
Right.
like a big and a challenge. All right. And then I love this last one, actually. Write about mom. So like
Oh,
everybody like writes a little thing about mom on Mother's Day. Like a little
like that.
letter or whatever.
I thought so. My mom isn't going to listen to this, I don't think. But if she is, she won't get it before Mother's Day. So this year, because she's not going to be here and she's going to be on her cruise, I thought about doing something similar to that I could deliver to her digitally. So I could write something, asking my sister to write something, having my kids write something, just a quick little thing to sort of send her, like, don't open this document or this note or whatever until Mother's Day. And that way we can, like, celebrate you. I thought about doing that.
You could put it on like Canva and make it all pretty and cute.
Yeah. Actually, I've done that the last 2 birthdays, one for my sister-in-law and one for my mom. I did a really cute thing on Canva where we did an acrostic. So we like put their name and I had the kids fill out words or sentences to go with like grandma, right?
Yeah.
Or grandma D. So like G, like things that are personal to her, to the kids and her, is very cute. And then I framed it, which is fun.
Okay. So I'm sorry. What did you call that? An acrostic?
An acrostic? Yeah. An acrostic poem?
I learned a new word now today too. I don't know what that is.
You've not heard that?
No.
Where you have like the letters going down.
I mean,
and
once
then...
you described it, I knew exactly what you're talking about, but I like had no idea that's what it was called.
Acrostic.
Acrostic.
Teetotaler and acrostic.
Boom. Done.
SATs. Here we come.
I love us.
I love it. I love learning new things. The other day, I had a moment. Somebody said something about so-and-so, a person's name, like a famous person.
Yeah.
And
unquote.
I, for a minute, almost pretended like I knew who it was. And then I'm like,
why?
Why would I pretend it was? Like I had a moment where I was like, oh yeah. And I'm like, wait, I don't know who that is. Teach me.
Do you remember who it was?
I need to.
I'm so curious.
Oh shoot, I can't remember. It was some sort of either a writer, somebody in the film producing industry. Yeah. Okay. That I was like, oh yeah, wait, no, I don't know who that is.
So it would be very embarrassing if you didn't know who Edgar Allan Poe is, but it's okay.
I mean, I do know who that is, but no, it was not a super famous person, but famous enough that a couple of people in the room knew.
Well, there you go. So,
yeah.
I love that. So yeah, so there's lots
of... All right, any last things on the Mother's Day list?
No, not really. I always think, I mean, there's a whole 55 list, but I'm like not touching that.
Oh gosh.
No. But I have.
But I think if I had, you go.
I was going to say many times, Joy and we've talked about the funny fact, sure, that we would switch things. So like all the things that are typical Mother's Day activities, within reason, I would be more interested in. Like she wouldn't mind a spa day, but I would probably take a spa day before she would. And then she's like, and then the Father's Day things, she's like, can someone get me some tools for Mother's Day? Because that's what I would like. And I'm like, somebody buy me flowers. Yeah. So it's kind of funny.
Hey, but that I think is actually really great. Obviously, this is a list we just read and we're talking about our personal experiences. But I think it's important to stop and think about what that person would want. Yeah. And it's one thing I love with my kids, not in relation to Mother's Day. I actually love taking my kids to buy birthday presents for their friends because especially when they're younger, they're like, what about this? This is so cute. I'm like, do you like that? Do you want that? Or do you think that so-and-so would like it? And then they'll stop and they'll be like, oh yeah, they wouldn't like this. I'm like, okay, we are trying to find something that so-and-so would like, right? So it's a very great way to teach selflessness, to teach them to think about other people. And I think it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
I will tell you a quick story. And if Jerry listens to this, hopefully he'll laugh because it's in the past. I can't remember if it was a Mother's Day or a birthday. I can't remember. I have no idea what was happening. I'm sure everyone was busy. I'm sure money was tight. I'm sure it was like, we got to get this figured out. But they ended up getting me like a little basket of just like stuff from aisle 12 at the grocery store, which I am fine with.
Right.
I am not, I don't need a diamond necklace. I'm fine with it. But they put things into that like I don't even like.
Right.
Like there was like I'm not a fan of red velvet. And there's like a giant red velvet cupcake. And so I was trying so hard to be like, oh, thank you. And then later that night, Jerry was like, what's the matter? I'm like, babe, I don't even like red velvet. Like, I just, like, and again, he was super apologetic and was like, we're just like, it was trying to get, totally fine.
Yeah.
But I think that's the thing where, again, flowers for no reason.
Mhm.
I would rather somebody, it's actually something I want to try and do more on my own. For instance, my friend Kristen, Skoglund, is a chicken lover. I found the funniest chicken calendar where the chickens are doing yoga poses. I want to frame them all, but I bought it for her. It's halfway through the year. She's not going to use it. But it's just that thing of like, I saw this, I thought of you, or thinking a little bit more personally when you're going to do something for somebody, right? Like, I would love to know eventually what Ruby's favorite flowers are, because we're starting to get to the point where like I'm buying her flowers for performances or does she even like flowers, right? Would she rather have candy? Would she rather have just, instead of trying to just do what everybody thinks you should do, right? Oh, it's Mother's Day, Joy. Here's a spa gift card. When really she'd rather a Home Depot gift card, right? I totally get that. And I think that might be the best piece of advice, even for myself, right?
Yeah.
To try and think, what would that person really appreciate? Especially your mom, who, as we know, as we get older, we learn to appreciate so much more.
Yes.
All that they do.
Like a million things times 5.
Yeah. And every season of my life, I'm like, oh, this is what it was like to drive humans around everywhere at 9:00 and then over here to this place and find them dinner. And it's like, you don't realize that when you're younger.
Of course not. Because why would you?
And you always think when you're younger, like, oh, my parents just went to bed. I'm like, absolutely not. You're up 2 hours after cleaning the whole house, getting everything ready for tomorrow, right? Like you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know that they do all that stuff. So
yeah.
Well, everybody wish your mama a happy Mother's Day.
That's right.
And for those of you who are moms, happy Mother's Day to you. And we appreciate all you do. And you are loved and seen. And even on the hard days, hang in there.
You are important.
We're all in this together.
We're all in this together.
See? It's totally our next episode. I love it.
Okay. All right. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at Charnopher Official. Check out uncommonpod.com if you want to learn more about us or get some merch. And on that note, Charnopher out.
Charnopher out. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Woo, woo.
Do. It's Mother's Day.
Oh, dang. That was good. I don't have a good one.
This concludes another episode of Uncommon Sense. If you're ready for more of this fresh, hilarious, and unique perspective on the world of entertainment, education, and life, be sure to subscribe right now to catch every episode. If you gasped, laughed out loud, or even snorted, share the show with your friends and aspiring entertainers because, let's be real, sharing is caring. For more Charnopher, tune in to their witty insights by checking out the website uncommonpod.com or connecting on social media. Tune in next week and get the real insider scoop on another episode of Uncommon Sense.